Robert Harris, you contracted meningitis at 8 months old, and doctors told your family that you had 3 days to live. Today, you're a civil rights leader, artist, and policy architect. When you look back at your childhood compared to who you are today, what do you see?
I see a man who has had a beautiful family,
Mm,
a beautiful super woman as a mother,
mm,
and a very accomplished artist as a dad,
mm.
and beautiful, beautiful people surrounding me
Yeah,
and blessing me all along, especially in ways that I did not even imagine they could.
yeah,
I'm happy. And I
yeah.
thank God for my being alive.
Yeah, life is good, that's for sure.
Life is good.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Can you just give us like a for those who don't know who you are? I summarized it a little bit in my question, but can you take a minute or two to kind of sum up who you are?
Oh, sure. I can do that real simple.
Okay.
You know, I'm a crippled up black guy who has lived in the ghetto all of my life and who has been blessed with a beautiful wife,
Mm,
a beautiful son, and beautiful friends, including a friend of yours.
mm-hmm.
You know, and so I've just been surrounded, and I'm meeting you, and so
Yeah.
this is good. And
Yeah.
I've met presidents. I even had lunch with the wife of the former president Bush,
Oh,
Barbara Bush. I
okay.
had tea at the White House with Barbara Bush.
Wow.
And I've met Jimmy Carter and I've met his wife.
Okay.
And I have just had a wonderful, wonderful life. I've been to Egypt.
Wow.
I took my son to Egypt with me.
Yeah.
I used to drag him around with me to the Ohio Arts Council because I was on the Ohio Arts Council.
Mhm.
I've done a lot of beautiful things. I helped to create the Americans with Disabilities Act.
You helped with that.
Yes, I helped
Interesting.
to create that. Yes.
Okay.
You know, I was on the board of Metro
Okay.
and helped create programs like Access for people with disabilities.
Mhm.
I worked with the radio reading services for over 35 years. I worked with the radio reading services, reading to people who were blind
Yeah.
or who were what they call print handicapped. In
Uh,
other words,
yep.
who had difficulty reading print.
Yeah.
And even with my tired old eyeballs, I will be 80 in August the 27th. I will
Wow.
be 80 years old. And I think I've done really well for a dead man.
Yeah.
I haven't done too bad for one that's alive,
Uh,
but I haven't done too bad for a dead man.
you have
Yeah,
certainly accomplished a lot in your life, and I can't wait to get into all of the accomplishments that you've had in your life.
I'm still working on them.
That's yeah.
Because one of my favorite quotations is,
Mhm.
"I'm not dead yet.
I'm not dead yet.
I'm
Yeah.
not dead yet."
I like that. You've got a few quotations, and we'll get into those a little
Okay.
bit later. So, can you explain? You kind of dropped it a little bit, but can you explain how we know each other, or how you came to be on the podcast, rather?
Well, a person that you know, he's electrician,
Mm.
and he's just a really good young man. He's younger than either one of us.
Yeah,
You know, he's only what, 22, 23, something like that.
yeah.
You know. Oh, I'm too far away. Okay,
You're good.
sorry about that. I'm not straight enough away,
I was
and that's okay.
just
Just
aligning it.
adjust me.
Yeah,
You know, because sometimes I'd get to moving around and I just don't
yeah.
pay much attention.
You're good.
Plus, I'm getting older, and my eyes are getting a little more dim.
Yeah.
You know, because I now know that I need to have cataract surgery
Yep.
because I've reached that golden age. I'll be 80 years old, August the 27th. I'll be 80.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I've done really, really well because I know I don't sound like I'm 80.
Yeah.
In my delusional mind, I don't think I look like I'm 80.
Yeah, I'm 40 and I'm like, I don't look 40. Uh, But yeah, wow, you're twice my age. That's an interesting thing to think about.
And my son is 43.
Yeah,
Can you believe that? My son is 43 years old.
I've lived half of your life
I'm
so
telling
far.
you.
Okay, so how did you come to? So you said through it was actually through Edwin
Yes.
that you came into that we came into contact. Edwin has a video on YouTube called Change Agents,
Uh-huh.
and it features his two mentors. And one is you,
Oh my
Robert
goodness.
Harris, and then one is Rob Jones as well. He's
Yes.
the MMA trainer that we train with.
And what's so funny is I know him, and I didn't realize
Yeah.
that he would be here.
Did you really? Interesting. That's funny. But yeah, so as far as Edwin goes, he was on the podcast as well. So if you guys like this one, you can check it out. He goes into talking about you a little bit and how much you've helped him grow as his mentor
Well,
and
he's
all
a
that.
beautiful human being, and so I mean, I am just proud that he not only knows me that well, but respects me and honors me that well.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I'm older than you,
yeah.
and
You
I'm
are.
older than him.
You're older than me. I wouldn't have guessed. You
Oh,
look about 35.
yeah, yeah. You know, and some days I think I act about 3 or 4. You
Yeah, probably not.
know.
I think I do too. Okay, so Edwin calls you his mentor, and so I wanted to ask.
I know his grandmother.
Yeah, you do. Okay.
Yes, and she is a fantastic human being, and she's also a fantastic vegan cook.
Oh,
And she
okay.
cooks for a lot of different people. Look, she cooks for homeless people. She and I are approximately the same age. I'm a
Okay.
little bit older than her, but not much.
Are you vegan?
I'm beginning to be because you know, Mama Dana, she fixes a lot of vegan meals,
Yeah.
and she cooks for me all the time. You know,
Oh,
and she is a fantastic cook,
yeah,
and she's a fantastic human being,
yeah,
and she has a fantastic, you know, grandchild.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And now I know a fantastic another human being
It
doing a podcast with me.
yeah.
So that's great. I am happy about that.
Yeah, Edwin is a very fascinating human being. It was a lot of fun to have him on, and he's so young too that it's just like he speaks like he's a wise
He
man.
is a wise old young man.
Yeah, a wise old young man. I
Yes,
love
an
it.
old young man.
Yeah.
So that's good.
So like, what does mentorship mean to you?
It just means that I am blessed and honored to have lived long enough
Mm,
and have spiritually grown enough to give of all that I have to have,
yeah,
all that I have to other people,
yeah.
and that they have been touched by it and they reflect it in all that they do. And
Hmm.
that just makes me proud
Yeah.
and makes me more and more humble.
Yeah, you know, it's funny whenever I coach wheelchair tennis,
Yes.
and I introduce like a new skill and all that. It's so awesome once they start playing like a match
Yes.
that I see that implemented in their match
Yes.
play, and it's like I imagine it's very similar. Of course, you know, in a small way, I hope that the kids that I coach that I'm able to instill values in their life that goes beyond tennis.
Well, I know that you probably, I know that you do. If
Mhm,
you're any good at all,
mhm.
any good at all,
Yeah.
and even if you're no good,
Yeah.
which I know you're not, that happens,
Mhm.
and they grow,
Yeah.
and they make you proud of them,
Mhm.
and you become even proud of yourself that you had enough stick to iveness
Yeah.
to continue on and
Yeah.
on and on. And
Mhm.
how old did you say you were now?
I'm
40?
40.
40.
Yeah.
A
My
whopping 40 years old.
my mom in the podcast,
Yeah.
she says, I'm closer to 41 because it's March 14th is when when I'm turning 41. So I'm 40 though.
So you're 40.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm 79 and counting.
There you go. I like it.
And so we're okay. And my son is 43, September the 17th.
Yeah. Okay.
So
We're similar in
we're
age.
all we're all right there together.
Mhm. So, one of the other questions that I want to ask you is you describe yourself as a change agent,
Yes.
and I would imagine change agent very closely ties into a mentor.
Yes.
So what can you kind of talk about your version of what change agent means?
A change agent is something that is not satisfied with maintaining the status quo.
Mm,
And that knowing and they recognize within themselves that we all have a higher height that we can reach
mm,
and a deeper depth that we can reach in
y-
terms of our maturity, our understanding, our love for humanity.
yeah,
And once you realize that, you feel obligated to make it happen.
yeah.
And even for yourself,
Hmm.
because, as one of the moments I spoke earlier on in our podcast, I'm not dead yet.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's the thing to remember,
yeah,
that we're not dead yet. I'm
yeah,
not dead yet. You're not dead yet.
yeah.
Your parents are not dead yet.
Yeah. Earlier, I don't know if you know who Jordan Peterson is.
No, I don't know who George. Who's
Hi
that?
his earlier work was really talking about, like, self-development and stuff like that, and,
Oh, I love self development
me
pieces.
me too, and
Yeah.
one of the things that he says is you have no idea what your upside potential is,
Yes.
and it's, that's so cool to think about as far as, being a change agent and stuff like that. Um, one thing, one thing I was curious about when you were saying that is there are people out there that want to work so hard and never really get to an end that they're quote unquote satisfied with, right? And I think that's healthy to an extent to always be growing and
Yes.
looking for that next goalpost, so to speak. But there's also a level of I found a lot of happiness and gratitude, right? And just looking around the room and thinking, I'm so grateful for where I am today.
Hmm.
And so it's interesting to think about because those two those two values almost conflict a little bit, right?
Not to me.
Okay.
Not to me. They're both the one and the same.
Okay.
Because the moment you stop growing, you are dead.
Yeah.
Because growth is life,
Mhm.
and life is aging.
Yeah.
And so you can't get too old.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can just not get old enough.
Yeah.
So you just keep on growing old and you keep on growing
Mhm.
and you never stop.
Mhm.
Even when you're 80, 90,
Yeah.
100,
Yeah.
or maybe even 1,000.
Yeah.
My whole life has been extremely spiritual and multi spiritual, not a particular religion, but all religions. So I have friends who are Buddhists.
Mhm.
In fact, one of my closest friends, Steve Sunderland, is a Buddhist
Hmm.
and he meditates all the time.
Okay.
Another one of my friends is a beautiful lady who is a nationally, internationally known quilter. I have one of her quilts on my bed.
Cool.
She gave it to me. I didn't buy it.
Mm.
She gave it to me.
So do you subscribe to one religion or
Well, I am by faith, I am a Christian
yeah.
and I am a pastor at People's Church, you know, and I have been associated with several other churches around, both Christians, Jews,
Yeah.
Muslims,
Mm.
and I even have friends who are atheists.
Okay.
And I have friends who are very, very non denominational.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's all okay with me
Of course.
because it's the love and understanding of the fact that there is a creator,
Mm-hmm.
by whatever name you call your creator, and whether you use the term male or female,
Mm.
because I'm a big Bible student,
Yeah.
not an expert, you know, but I have been. I have an honorary degree in various religions.
Okay.
I have a master's degree in various religions,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a life. This compasses 79 years
Yeah. Yeah.
in just living and honoring my creator by the name that I know my creator by, which is Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
But if you use another name, that's okay.
Mm.
Because you know what's so fascinating about it? That
Mhm.
whether you're an atheist or whatever religion you belong to,
Mm.
your creator knows the creator's name.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you know the creator's name or not, and whether you think that the creator is male or female or it,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter
Interesting. Okay.
because you are loved.
I think a lot of Christians might hear that and disagree with you.
It's okay. It
Right?
doesn't matter. They're free to disagree. It's okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't make them, bad to disagree.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
And I'll just wait for them to grow up.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, another kind of lighter question.
Okay.
Are you
They're all
more?
light questions to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're all heavy questions to me because they're important.
Yeah, for sure. Are you more introverted or extroverted?
Oh, I definitely tell you, I'm an extrovert.
Yeah.
You just think I might be?
I couldn't tell. I
I
couldn't.
wonder how you can tell that.
Yeah. I
Never met a stranger.
I gotta guess that, but my mom, she's a very social person, but
Yes.
I think she gets a lot of energy by being alone and by herself. And
I do that too.
yeah.
Because I think that there's a tremendous amount of growth that occurs to you in
Mhm.
solitude.
Yeah.
In fact, I have visions
Oh,
in my solitude.
interesting. What's one of the visions you've had that has been maybe most impactful?
That I'm not dead yet.
I love it. I'm I'm sensing a theme with your answers with not being dead yet.
It is because I love life,
Yeah.
and I'm growing. And I have a son that's 43 years old.
Mhm.
I'm not dead yet, and
So
I don't plan on dying soon.
yeah, so let me ask you this. So Edwin shared one of your quotes
Yes.
on the podcast, and it's also in the Change Agent video. Can you share that?
Which one?
The do
Get off
nothing.
your own name. Yes.
Yes.
That came from my mother.
Wait. So hold on.
Yes.
Say what it is first. What's the
Get off of your do nothing bucket. You're not dead yet.
Yeah.
But get off your do nothing. And you know what a do nothing bucket is? You probably don't know. It's an old country saying.
Okay.
My grandmother was from Georgia. My mother was born in Georgia.
Yeah.
And they have an old country saying that tells people to do something.
Yeah.
And so you want to do something, you have to get up
Mm-hmm.
off of your behind.
Yep.
And your behind is that you would sit in the country
Mm-hmm.
if you want to just meditate and dream and daydream and look at the sky go by, the clouds go by.
Yeah.
But you have to get off of your empty bucket, which was a do nothing bucket, which is simply a bucket, just a regular bucket
Mm-hmm.
that you would turn upside down and sit on it.
Yeah.
And that's a stool.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get off of your do nothing bucket because all you did on your do nothing bucket was you did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Thought, looked at the sky, dreamt a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
watched the girls or the guys or the dog or
Yeah.
cats or the animals or the woodpeckers or watched the ants crawl and do their work
Mm-hmm.
or dig in the ground and do that. It's a do nothing bucket.
Yeah. So that second part is it's get up off your do nothing bucket.
Just get off of it.
And then
and do something.
and then I heard you
Make
say and
something.
make some things happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And hopefully they're good things, but you can make bad things happen too.
You can.
But hopefully you're making good things happen.
Yeah.
And the longer you live and the more you do and the wiser you become, the more good things you make happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you get involved with things.
Yeah.
That's why you do podcasts.
It is. Yep. I want to make some things happen. I want to have an impact, a positive impact on people's lives.
And see, and you do the same thing I do. I'm a wheelchair user.
Yeah.
I'm a wheelchair user.
Yeah. Don't tell them yet. They don't know that. No.
No, I don't. You know, oh no, you're not disabled. Oh, I'm shocked.
I know, right?
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought I was normal.
Right.
Whatever normal is.
Well,
and we're all normal.
Yeah.
That means we're all abnormal.
Well,
you're unique.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we are all unique.
It's super cool. Yeah.
Whether you're blind, or whether you have difficulty thinking, or whether you can't walk, or whether you can't hear. And even folks who are trying to listen to this podcast, there's somebody out there who has a sign language interpreter that is probably listening to your broadcast right now, to this broadcast.
Yep.
Through someone else's ears. And they're having it signed to them, whether they are writing on a piece of paper or whether they're using their fingers to spell or whether they're using the technology to see the images pop up so that they can read them. See, all those different things, we don't think about it, but that we can all do those things.
Yeah.
One of my greatest adventures was having an older lady that I knew when I was younger. She was old and she had a disability. She was born having cerebral palsy. And it left her with a little bit of a speech impediment, the inability to really walk, and she even had difficulty in moving. But she was an inspiration to me because she, at 50, learned how to drive.
Wow.
And she literally, before I learned how to drive, she would come by my house in her car and pick me up and drive me to meetings for people with disabilities that was held in Columbus.
Cool. I'm from Columbus.
She lived in Norwood.
Oh, okay.
And she was older, and she was white,
and
she was a country lady.
Okay.
Lived on a farm. Her dad was a farmer. Her mother was a farmer. And they raised her with cerebral palsy. But he refused to give up on her living a full life.
Yeah.
And so he helped her to learn how to do anything and everything she wanted to do. And she did it all, including learned how to drive. She used to make handmade crochet pieces and things that she would sell at little stores around. Country lady, didn't have a high school education. She was homeschooled by her parents, who refused to have a daughter that couldn't read and write. And I'm saying that those are the people that have raised me.
That's awesome.
And then I've met friends like your friend, Edwin.
Yeah.
And he's just
paying it forward.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Passing it forward.
Yep.
And that's what I learned how to do. That's what I've done with my son. And that's what I do with you.
Well, I definitely want to ask you more questions about that. But first, I want to do just welcome everybody to the Rolling Forward podcast. It's a podcast of people who keep rolling forward no matter what life throws at them. Real people, real stories powered by purpose, resilience, and a drive that never ends. I am Zach Sikora. Spina bifida didn't stop me. It just gave me a better excuse to sit down while I take over the world.
Amen, amen, and amen.
Uh,
Hallelujah.
yeah. One thing you don't know, you don't know, you might not know, is I wear one of my T-shirts that I have on rollingforward.printful.me, and today's shirt is "I can't stand wheelchair jokes." You
Great.
get it? You get it?
Yeah. I can't stand
So
wheelchair jokes.
I can't stand wheelchair jokes.
And I
uh,
can't stand wheelchair jokes.
yeah.
What kind of jokes can you stand? Lay one on me.
I I love corny jokes. I love joking about disability. But again, if this is a Zach created shirt, if you want to get this, you can go to rollingforward.printful.me. Now let's continue rolling on with today's episode with Robert Harris. So Robert, the next thing that I want to get into is your disability.
Yes.
So can you just start from the beginning, how you got the disability and all that?
Well, I contracted meningitis, as you said at the beginning.
Mhm.
And I contracted meningitis, which is a neurological disorder,
Okay.
and it can get anyone at any age.
Yeah.
And it happened to get me when I was only 8 months old. Until that point, I was considered average or normal, quote unquote, whatever that is. And I'm still trying to define that because I don't know what it is because it's different for everybody. I've got friends of mine who have difficulty thinking. I
Yeah.
have friends of mine who have difficulty hearing. I've
Mhm.
got friends of mine who have difficulty seeing me. And in fact, my late wife was visually impaired. She contracted sarcoidosis, which
Oh.
is a condition that could have and should have killed her early. In fact, the doctors told her that she was going to be dead by the time she was 17.
Wow.
She contracted sarcoidosis when she was only 11 years old, which is very early for people who have sarcoidosis because it's a condition that is similar and it's called a cousin disease to lupus.
Mhm.
And many of you know about lupus.
Yep.
But lupus doesn't usually get anyone until they are about in their 20s,
Oh, interesting.
you know. And
So wait,
yes, go ahead.
real quick, let's go back to your disability. So you were 8
Yes.
months old,
Uh-huh.
and the doctors told your parents that you had 3 days
Days
to live.
to live.
And so how did it affect you now?
Well, it left me with paralysis, partial paralysis in my left arm and hand
Okay.
and in both of my legs.
Okay. So
So I've never walked,
yeah.
you know. And just as you get your little thing written there, a good friend of mine, his name is um, his name is Joe Kessler,
Okay.
and he is person not quite a short stature, but just not a big man. He was only like 5 feet tall,
Mhm.
and he was an artist. A
Mhm.
good friend of mine. I say was because he died a few years ago.
Mhm.
But he loved arts. In fact, I met him in art school,
Okay.
and Joe was a very interesting artist because he had difficulty drawing,
Oh.
and he was a dog groomer. That's how
Oh.
he made his living.
Did you get like a helper? Do you have a helper dog?
No,
Okay.
I never. My mother couldn't stand dogs.
Oh, okay.
The only animal that she could hardly tolerate at all was my parakeet,
Yeah.
and my brothers, my older brother and my younger brother, actually, but my older brother in particular, we had parakeets at the house,
Okay.
and that she could tolerate because he, parakeets don't do much. They
Yeah.
live in a cage most of their life.
So you said your left arm
My left arm,
is partially
my left arm and hand.
you
I
said
can
it's
move it.
partially paralyzed.
I
Okay.
say partially paralyzed, and probably more like about 75, 80% paralyzed.
Okay.
But I can move my arm.
Okay, and
As
you
you can
can move your
see,
hand a little bit
and I
too.
can move my hand a little bit.
Okay.
And I use my hand to hold my drawing board down, or to hold my drawing materials
Okay.
down. You know, my right hand is fully functional.
Mm. How high can you lift your arm?
My left arm,
Mm-hmm.
that's about it.
Okay.
And I can
Then
stretch it down.
yeah. Okay.
So it does great for being a paperclip.
Mm-hmm. And then what sort of like function do you have in like your
Well, I can open it and close it.
okay.
Like I said, and it can hold not only a paper clip, but it can hold a T-square,
Okay.
and it can hold the ruler down
Mhm.
in place,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
or any other paper. I do all my drawing.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I drew so well, I won my school's, just like my dad did. He won the scholarship and studied in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was so disabled that I went to an organization when I was young, when I was in my teenage years, and I graduated from art school,
Mm-hmm.
that I ended up winning the drawing prize for my little school
Wow.
that competed with not only with the art museum, but with the University of Cincinnati.
Awesome.
So I can draw.
So
And I made my living drawing.
we are gonna get into your drawing for sure, and a little bit later. I want to ask more about your disabilities.
Yes.
Where so you don't have any function of your legs, correct? Okay.
I can move them up and down. In fact, I can move them up and down enough so that I drove an automobile for
Ah.
almost 30 years.
Wow.
I stuck with my wife, with her, taking her to drawing classes and to a drawing instructor, not a drawing, a driving instructor. So you got the word D, get the D word,
Yeah.
which is drawing,
Driving,
driving,
yeah.
dunking myself in water, all kind of things.
So,
The
so
D word.
you drove with your feet, but you can't move your knee, right?
I can move my whole leg.
Oh,
I can move my leg up into my hip.
can you move your foot?
Not total control of it.
Yeah.
Not but I can lift it up and move it.
Can,
So I drove like a truck driver.
can you kick your?
I can just pick my leg up. You see me right now. I can move it.
Oh,
Move both my legs. I can pedal.
okay, interesting.
I don't have any strength. I mean,
Okay.
no real strength. In other words, any more than about 5 pounds of pressure.
Yeah,
But that's enough to drive.
yeah, sure.
If you can lift your leg and move it,
Yeah.
and 5 pounds of pressure, you can start, and more importantly, you can stop the automobile
Mm-hmm.
with power brakes.
Yeah, I can't feel or move my feet, but I
Yes.
can move my knees.
Yes.
And I do drive without hand controls. So I
Okay,
drive.
well, that's what I did. I drove with my right hand,
Yeah,
and my left hand, simply balance things.
yeah,
That's my balance.
yeah.
And I drove, my right foot handled the gas,
Mm-hmm.
and my left foot handled the brake.
Interesting.
And sometimes I would put both feet
Yeah.
on the brake.
Yeah, right.
But the nice thing about power steering is that the car drives itself.
Right.
Once you put it in drive,
Right.
it's going to move.
Yep.
Once you take it out of park, it's going to move. Once you take the brake off, it's going to move.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so don't let anybody scare you. Don't let anybody fool you. The question was, and I had a good driving instructor. He was a crazy person, and it was a he, and not a she.
Yeah.
But he taught me out, and he said, Robert, the only thing you got to do is be able to stop the car.
Yeah, right.
You can get it started again, because it's power.
Yeah.
But all you got to do is be able to stop it. So if you can stop it, then you can drive.
Yeah.
And
By
so
the
I
way,
learned how to stop the car.
if you wanted to, you can lean back and just pull it with you. So it's pretty.
This?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Okay.
Pretty.
Well, see, I leaned back and I called. I stopped pulling.
That's perfect. Yeah. Great.
But you know what it is when you got these tired old eyeballs. Like I said, they're almost 80-year-old eyeballs.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like I don't see the mic tied down or fastened to the table.
So let me ask you this. I'm a little, I think, ignorant of meningitis, and so
Meningitis still kills people. I had my son vaccinated against it because it still kills.
okay,
And so he was I had him vaccinated when he was only maybe 8 or 9 years old against
yeah.
meningitis because it still attacks people today in 2026. Is still killing people.
Does it? Hold on, I gotta
Yes,
sneeze.
go ahead.
Excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
Okay. Does meningitis affect people today as much as it's affected you, or has
Yes.
medical technology come a long way
No,
with it?
they have, like I said, they have vaccines now that
Yeah.
will protect you against it. So if you are immunized,
Yeah. So a lot less people have
yes,
meningitis today as well.
yes.
Interesting. Okay. And then you said it's
And
a
spinal bifida the same way.
yeah, you're right.
It's done a lot of there's been a lot. That's why I supported the March of Dimes, and that's why because all of those things
Yeah.
have been, and I've seen all of those things.
Yeah.
I was in my early life.
Wait,
I,
but before
I
you get
was
into
one of
that,
Jerry's kids.
before you get into that, I've got that plan for later on in the
Okay,
episode. I'm gonna ask you more about your disability if you
I'm
don't mind.
listening.
So can
And
you?
I don't mind.
Yeah. Can you stand?
No,
Have you? And you've never been able to stand, right?
with braces on,
With braces. Okay.
but never with my legs. Just,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
I've never been able to walk just in terms of the way the average person would walk
yeah. And so you said meningitis. It's a neurological
because it affects
disease.
the brain.
So it goes in and like it hits your nerves, or like how does it
Your whole
affect?
entire, just like with somewhat with spinal bifida, not the same, but
Mm-hmm.
somewhat with spinal bifida, it attacks your entire neurological system.
Yeah. Okay.
So the way you think,
Yeah.
the way you see, the way you hear, the way you move your limbs,
Mm,
and it can kill you,
mm-hmm. Do
and
you
all those things in between.
you mentioned hearing and sight. Has that been affected from meningitis?
No,
Okay. Good.
just old age.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I hear you there. Yeah. And then do you remember what your parents said about like your recovery journey, or?
Well, the only recovery journey I had was just simply to keep on living and to
Mm,
become all I could be,
mm. Do you get
which is
like
a lot.
with meningitis? Do you get like a temperature, or like I don't know, cold
Very,
symptoms, or?
very. That's what would kill you. You would meningitis. Gitis is simply inflammation.
Yeah.
The menings are the spinal cord that comes up and touches your brain. It's the membrane.
Oh, okay.
So they call it menings because that's what it attacks.
Yeah.
So it attacks the membranes of your brain. Well, that's everything you have, including your life.
Yeah.
That's
Interesting.
the way you breathe. That's the way you think. That's the way you move.
Yeah. So you were born almost 80 years ago.
Uh huh.
Tech for disabled must have been so different then versus now.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, just the fact that there was nothing that you could do. I couldn't go to school
Oh.
because there were no schools.
Oh.
The consequence of meningitis was that you died. That's why I said I was expected to die in 3 days
Mhm.
because the manifestations of meningitis is very high temperature,
Mhm.
and I'm talking like temperatures of 106.
Whoa.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's enough to kill you.
Yeah.
Your body, your brain, your heart, your lungs, none of that works at a temperature of 106.
Right, right. So did you did you have to get on like antibiotics or
Oh yeah, they filled me up with antibiotics, and
okay,
I don't know all kind of stuff they filled me with.
sure. How quickly does it start affecting you? Do you know?
Well, I really don't know. My mother told me that she realized that there was something wrong with me
Yeah.
when I began to sleep a lot
Oh.
and went into convulsions.
Oh.
You know,
Wow.
so if your body's having convulsions and your body's having spasms, and you're only 8 months old
Right.
and you can't talk,
Mhm.
you know, really, you know, and that is language.
Yeah.
Just that we don't still understand it now,
Oh,
except that the baby's hollering.
right, right.
And so that's all they knew is that my baby's hollering.
Mm,
My baby's crying. Take my
interesting.
baby to the hospital. So they took me to, at those days, it's still called University Hospital,
Uh-huh.
but it was called General Hospital in those days.
Okay.
And they took me there and they diagnosed me because they do spinal taps,
Mhm.
you know, to diagnose me. And so
Mhm.
they discovered through the spinal taps, they take a sample of the spinal fluid, and and they call it Benning and the jitis.
Mm,
So it's
interesting.
just right, any medical language, the Mennings,
Mhm.
you know, and then jitis, which is any type of inflammation. So now all it means is just a fancy, Latin or Greek word, you know, that means inflammation of the Mennings,
Yeah, sure.
and it
Okay.
will kill you.
Well,
And should have.
yeah, yeah. Well,
But I'm not dead yet.
yeah, you're not dead yet. I love it. That'll be the title of the podcast. I'm not dead yet, or something like that. I don't know. Um, but okay. Anything else about your disability? I know you've been into to activism and stuff like that, and made some really awesome things happen in your adult life. But just specifically with like meningitis or anything like
So
that.
because of that, I was a member of the group that was called um, the it used to be called, and in England and in the UK is called the Spastic Society.
Okay.
What a beautiful name, right? The
Yeah.
Spastic Society.
Is that an acronym?
Oh, I'm telling you, no, it's not. But it just dealt with the fact that the people who were part of this group of people that were protesting and acting out for people on behalf of people who had difficulties in moving and talking and thinking and whatnot. Uh, they belonged to in the UK a group of people that had joined in to help people who has all type of spasticity,
Interesting.
which I know you would know about with spinal bifida.
Mhm. Mhm.
And the whole idea of spasticity, which is dealing trying to move your muscles and having that spasm,
Yeah. Yeah.
and not being able to really control all of your movements.
Mhm.
But you haven't had to deal with that.
Yeah, so as far as spasms go,
Uh
I
huh.
don't there's only been really once in my life that I've had a spasm, and
Spasm.
that's when I was in a kayak and they
Mhm.
had to like move my
They restrain
knees
you.
in a
Yep.
weird position.
Yep.
But we did just have Abby on, and she's a quadriplegic, and she was, you know,
They know spasticity.
yeah, she was
Yep.
having a lot of spasms. I also have a lot of friends who are like paralyzed from the waist down.
Yep.
I think the reason I don't have spasms is because with spina bifida, like your spinal cord is sticking out of your back,
Hmm.
and so it's not like it's not severed. It's like I just don't have nerves from what I've gathered in my feet and stuff like
Right.
that. So yeah.
You're
Anyway,
not fully functional
yeah,
in terms of your ability to control all of those things,
yeah,
but you are fully functional as a human being,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
you deserve and demand to be treated like a human being.
Interesting. I'm gonna push back on that a little bit. You said I'm fully functional as a human being,
Mhm. And
and
what does that mean?
well, yeah, that physically, mentally, yeah, I suppose. Although I am maybe a little bit crazy, but
Yes, you are, but that's okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I don't know, like fully functional as a human being. Like, yes, I'm, let's say, equally special, unique, like a
Yes,
normal
yes,
human being.
yes, absolutely. That's what I'm getting at. That's exactly what it's all about.
But my mind jumped to I am never going to be a firefighter carrying people down flights of
Oh,
stairs.
but that's not necessarily what human beings do. How many
That's true.
firefighters do you know?
That's true.
I know some.
Yeah.
And in fact, I had a young, the son of one of my closest friends when I was in high school.
Mhm.
He became a firefighter, and a few years ago, he died fighting a fire.
Wow, that's crazy.
He's a
I
beautiful young man, and she's still alive, and she's a good artist. She's a good friend of mine.
yeah. Huh.
You know, her name is Arlene. Her
Yeah.
last name is Zhang.
Okay,
You
okay.
know, and her son, his last name, then of course, because both mother and father, and they were Zhangs.
Hopefully she's okay with you publicly saying your first and last name.
I mean, she and I worked together
Yeah.
in terms of several art programs, and she's shown her work at same art studios that I've shown my work at.
Yeah, I want to get into the theme
Yes,
question.
yeah.
What keeps you rolling forward, Robert Harris?
The fact that I'm not dead yet, and that simply means that I'm still full of life, and I'm still able, and have done, and I'm still making good things happen,
Yeah.
including this podcast, which I thank you for.
Mhm.
You know, and my
Mhm.
friend Edwin,
Yeah.
you know, who I know by a slightly different name.
What is it? Oh, you don't want to tell me?
No, but you know it, you know, and I'll tell you before it's over with.
Okay, okay.
And when he comes back in, he might tell you his other name.
I that's interesting. I don't know.
I know it
Uh,
because
other than maybe nicknames of like Ed or uh,
oh,
Seg.
but that's okay.
His last name's I think Segbafia or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's an African name.
Yeah. It is it's a lot of characters that yeah. Anyway,
But he's a beautiful, beautiful human being.
yeah. So
And
what?
that's the only thing I'm talking about. That we are all human beings,
Yes.
whether we're black, whether we're white, whether we're Asian, whether we are Muslim,
Yeah.
you know, whether we're atheists,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Whether you have long hair or like me, no hair at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I didn't cut it off. You know, nature took it off with me.
So uh the the other the other question that I have about rolling forward is so you've done and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but 65 plus years of activism.
Yeah, I'd say probably about that, at least because I started learning about activism actually probably from the day I became conscious,
Yeah.
you know,
And
of what's going on.
so when what
Because my family was they were we were born in the ghettos of Cincinnati,
okay.
you know, and we grew up poor
Mm,
on the welfare department, you know, uh, and living in what was those days, I said them, you know, and in those days, them days, which is not, you know, proper English, proper
mhm.
grammar, but it's functional. You knew exactly what I was talking
Of
about.
course, yeah. Yeah.
And you say, of course, like not everybody does.
Oh, okay.
Believe me, I've lived
Interesting.
long enough. When you get to be my age, you'll understand. Not everybody does understand all of those words.
Interesting. I'm sure there might be a few that
I know a
I
little bit of
don't.
Hebrew too,
Whoa, okay.
but I don't know a lot of Hebrew.
Say something in Hebrew.
Oh, one that we all know, and we also know the for shalom.
Shalom. Oh yeah, that's hello,
Shalom.
right?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
it's not only it's even more than hello. It literally means peace.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah. Shalom means peace.
So what?
But that's also Islam,
Yeah.
peace.
Yeah.
So you got the Jews and the Arabs
Wait, so let
who
me
are at
ask
war with each other often,
let me
and they
ask you
both
this.
say peace.
Yeah, let me ask you this about
Yes.
the rolling forward. So, like within the advocacy, I'm sure you've gone through like a bunch of hardships and like had some crazy situations happen to you. What keeps you rolling through those?
But that's what?
What keeps you rolling?
Oh,
What keeps you?
simple.
Yeah.
Because, and I know it sounds so simple because with the fact that I'd say that I'm not dead yet, that means that I am not finished with my mission in life,
Yeah.
which is to help other people realize that regardless of color, lack of hair, vision, lack of being able to think in the average way, speaking a language, whether it be English, Spanish, Hebrew, Arabic, you know, or
Mhm.
whatever, that we all can feel pain,
Yeah.
and even if our bodies are in such um, a state where we don't register pain,
Mhm.
you know, we can feel emotions.
Mhm.
We know when we're loved.
Mhm.
We may not be able to express all of the love.
Mhm.
We know when we're being mistreated.
Mhm.
We know when we're uncomfortable.
Mm.
Even a little baby will holler. They won't speak English.
Yep.
They won't speak French. They won't speak German.
Mhm.
But they will let you know when they are hungry,
Mhm.
when they're dissatisfied, when they're at peace.
Mm.
And
So
that's what I mean.
in your advocacy or even disability,
Yes.
um, were there moments where, like, I'm sure everybody
Have I
has these
cried for
moments.
myself? Of course.
Well, yeah, were there moments where
And I've
you
laughed.
were on the edge of giving up or anything like that?
In all honesty, not that I can remember.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
remember ever giving up.
Great.
I can remember being dissatisfied.
Yeah.
I
Or
can remember
discouraged.
saying that I was definitely going to fight
Yeah.
and speak out
Yeah.
and make noise
Uh-huh.
on all the injustice that I saw happening in this world,
Yeah.
especially to people who were like me. And again, with all of my disagreements or interactions with the mainstream society of
Mhm.
wherever I was or am and would be, because I remember when I was locked out of buildings that I
Mm.
couldn't get into.
Mm. You were born in 1945, 44,
46.
46. Ah,
Yeah.
I was so close.
So
Okay.
yeah, close.
Interesting. So yeah, I mean,
And my parents, they knew before that, because both of my parents were black.
mm,
They were African American
mhm,
or derived from African American, and so they had the experience.
mhm.
My dad was one of the first black men or women, black people, to go to the Art Academy of Cincinnati.
Wow.
So he can remember that racist period of time.
Mm,
My mother can remember when she was not able to go to high school
mhm.
because she lived in Cincinnati in a segregated community whereby black girls, they were only educated to the point where they could become the servants of white people.
Wow.
She can remember that.
Wow.
She was born in the 1920s.
Yeah. Interesting. Um, so you grew up, you said you grew up in the ghetto?
Yeah, in the the Lincoln Courts, which was a government project. A project is really what it was called. That's why they're called a projects, because
Yeah.
it was a government project
Ah.
serving especially those servicemen. And there weren't, and again, the isms in this country are very strong because there were no service women.
Mm. Mm.
And talk to your mother; she might remember a time when there was no service women. There were no
Mm.
women in the military,
Yeah.
whether it was Army, Navy, or the Marines. There definitely
Mhm.
weren't any Marines.
Mhm.
You know, that
Mhm.
was all a men's thing. And so,
So
yes,
so
she remembers those things.
what was it like growing up in the
In the
ghetto?
ghetto,
Yeah.
it was about being realizing that you were not equal
Mm-mm.
to white middle class
Mhm.
men or women,
Yeah. What
and children,
when you say that you realize that you weren't equal, what
equal by law,
right, yeah, 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 of course, equal by law, yeah.
more than equal.
Right. Well, so, like, what from your childhood did you see that gave you, that
When
made you realize that?
my one of the things, not the only thing, but one of the things that I realized that, because again, I've been black all my life.
You have? No, I'm kidding.
No, it's a shock.
I've been
Shock to
disabled.
me too. I passed by the mirror and said, "Who is that black man sitting in a wheelchair in my house?"
I've been disabled all my life. It's like, oh, no, I'm kidding.
And that's what happens, is that you suddenly you realize that, just simply because there are things that you learn that, and that's why I've fought so hard over the years.
Yeah.
When I realized that though my mother didn't drive, she could take the bus.
Mm,
Well, I couldn't get on a bus,
yeah.
and my mother was only, when she was an adult, she was a whopping 4'11".
Wow.
She weighed about 100 pounds.
Wow.
In fact, she didn't even weigh 100 pounds. She weighed 93 pounds.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
When my mother was a child, she weighed 93 pounds.
Yeah.
When she was an adult, she weighed 93 pounds.
So do you have any stories from your childhood that stand out?
Oh, they just all stand out. I mean,
Okay.
because my
What's one?
well, oh, all of them, but I mean a lot of them. But my mother's oldest sister was a Girl Scout leader.
Mm,
That means she was a Girl Scout.
okay.
But
Okay.
she was a Girl Scout leader.
Yeah.
And when I was young, my Aunt Bobby and my Aunt Lucy and all of those, they were in the Girl Scouts. And the Girl Scout troop adopted me as like a brother.
Mm,
And so I was only like 10 years old or so, 9 or 10 years old. And this Girl Scout group would meet over in my apartment.
okay.
And at that age and at that time period, you would call your apartment a house.
Oh.
You wouldn't think about your apartment as an apartment, because in your mind there was no such thing as an apartment. Even though you lived in an apartment building, you didn't think of it as an apartment building.
Yeah.
You thought of it as home.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
home.
Okay.
And if you're living in a home, you're living in a house.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you called house and home the same thing. And that's
Mm,
why language is such a funny thing,
yeah.
because a house and a home were the same thing.
Yeah.
And so my house, which is where I dwelt, my dwelling place, that was my home.
Language is a funny thing.
Language is a very funny thing. You want to
Why
still
do we
dealing with it
need
today.
why do we need two words for house and home? Like that's
Because we have the isms.
yeah, yeah.
And the isms mean that, do you live in a mansion,
Uh,
which is still a house
uh-huh.
and it's still your home,
Uh-huh.
or do you live in an apartment?
Yeah. What's an ism? Like where does that come
Ism
from?
I don't know what we'd have to look that up. In fact, you can check you are better off using your iPhone than I am.
Okay,
And so
okay.
you can look that up
Okay.
either right now or you can look it up when I leave,
Yeah, I'll look it up
because
after.
Google and all of those things. And it's an ism. And an ism is simply, from what I remember and understand simply by language, is that it's just a word usage that denotes all kinds of things. It denotes your status
Okay.
as uh, a wealthy person, or as a middle class person, quote unquote, or as a poor person, which usually means that you don't have any real money and you don't therefore have any real power according to the society.
Okay.
And you don't have to accept that, but you can certainly look it up. Are you looking it up now? Because
Yeah.
he's the guy that he uses not only both his hands, but he uses his mind,
Yeah.
and he uses his mind, and is really good with an iPhone and with Google and with all those little pieces of technology that I'm still trying to master to a degree. My son has done it really, really well. And
So
obviously, Zach has done it really well too. And you
so
probably, you, the listener, also know more than I do
so ism
about
is,
a lot.
is used to form nouns that denote a specific doctrine, theory, system, practice, or philosophy. So like alcoholism or capitalism or heroism.
And
The
I'm going to put him to the test.
uh-oh.
I'm going to put you to the test.
Okay.
What's a noun?
Uh oh, a noun.
Okay, tell him what a noun
A
is.
noun is a person,
Place
place, or
or thing.
thing.
Okay,
I definitely remember
right.
that from school.
From grade school.
Thanks for not asking
That's
me
okay.
something where I sounded stupid. Or,
Like I do oftentimes.
yeah, right. Exactly. I'm sure I've sounded
He
very
just called me stupid. See,
Yeah.
that's okay. That's all right. I've been called stupid before. In fact, I'll give you one of my favorite quotes.
Oh, wait, I thought you were just testing me. So
I'm not testing you, but it's also going to give you one of my favorite quotes.
okay.
I've been treated worse by better than you.
Uh,
How you like that one?
that's a that's a
That's it, isn't it?
mind
I've been
bender.
treated worse by better than you.
I've been treated worse by better than you.
Mhm.
It's interesting because like, are they really better if they're treating you bad?
If you're treating me bad.
I would almost consider
Isn't
that
that funny?
person not as
Yes.
good,
Yes. And so would
but
I.
that is interesting.
But see, but that's why I'm a pastor at a church
Yeah,
and you're not,
yeah,
unless I don't know it.
yeah, that's true. Uh,
You've been hiding that from us. Is that one of your secrets that you've been keeping from your listeners?
what's that?
That you're a pastor?
Oh, I am not a
Okay,
pastor.
I'm just
Nope,
checking.
nope.
Just checking.
I work in the financial world full time, and I podcast and I coach adaptive wheelchair, all that in tennis. So sometimes I'll coach able bodied as well. So
All right.
that's that's about sums up. Oh, and I train here. I do MMA and all
Okay.
that with
And how able-bodied do you have to be in order to be a good tennis player?
you don't have to be horribly able-bodied. There are I coach a
I was
quadriplegic,
yeah.
and that quadriplegic tapes his racket to his hand.
Well, see,
So,
I have friends of mine who play wheelchair basketball.
mhm,
And I know I went to the a couple of years ago. I was at when they were doing tryouts for wheelchair Olympians. I met several wheelchair Olympians right down at the Coliseum
cool.
in the in Cincinnati.
Mhm.
So yes, I agree with you. I know that, and I'm a chess player.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not a
are
chess champion, but I know chess champions.
have you ever, gotten a chess rating? Do you know what rating?
No, yeah, I know exactly what ratings are, but I've chosen not to get one.
Okay.
But I've been playing chess since I was 7 years old.
And
My
can you
dad taught me how to play chess.
Edwin told me that last time we were on the phone together, he said that you guys were playing chess. Can you beat him or does he beat you?
Actually, a little bit of both, but I
Okay.
mainly beat him.
Okay.
But he's turning into a pretty good chess player.
Yeah. Well, when we have time, I love chess, so I grew up playing it, and
What's so funny is that I've got probably about 14 chess sets at the house.
Wow. Do you
I'm a
collect
chess
them?
instructor. Yes,
Oh, oh,
and I collect them.
that makes sense. Okay, cool. Um,
My dad gave me my first chess set.
okay,
My mother gave me my second one when I was a teenager,
okay,
and I just bought several more. Some of them are expensive.
yeah,
I'm talking $300-400,
okay.
and some of them are really cheap.
How many chess clocks do you have?
I don't know, maybe about 4 or 5.
Okay,
And
yeah,
can I use them? Yes.
yeah, sure. I would hope so if you own them.
I own them. I use them.
Yeah.
But I never got a chess rating. But I have. In fact, I just played a couple because I work with even my son's when he was at 9 years old. His third grade school teacher now teaches chess as students,
Oh.
and we meet at the Walnut Hills Library
Mm,
on Wednesdays from 3 to 5 o'clock.
cool. You guys play games or do
We
you
play
do
games
strategy or okay.
and strategy.
Yeah, yeah. Sure.
And I own myself about 6 or 7 books on chess.
Cool.
And I'm at the library, and Hamilton County's library gives me access to all of the libraries around the country
Mm.
and quite a few around the world.
Mhm.
So yes, I have a library full of chess books.
Yeah. The next question I have for you, and we're gonna get into a little bit more about chess a little bit later, but when did you first get involved in community work?
I really first got involved in community work when I was about, I don't know, 10, 11,
Oh,
12 years old.
wow, that's pretty young.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you get started?
Again, like I said, like I said, when I was a teenager, I got involved with groups working with people with disabilities.
Okay.
And that got me involved with deciding that I wanted to make this world more accessible for people like me and my friends.
Got it.
And my older friend that later on taught me how to drive, because when I first met her, she was not a baby,
Yeah.
but she was older than me,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah. And so you maybe I'm fast forwarding a little bit, but you said you helped out with ADA. Was that did you help out
It
with
did
that?
not exist at that time.
Yeah. Was that something you did at the national level? Because I know you did stuff in Cincinnati.
I started out in Cincinnati,
Okay.
but that was just because that was the neighborhood level. Like I said, my friend grew up in Norwood.
Yeah.
And so when I met her, I guess she was probably an adult.
Yeah.
Though she was older than me, she was older than my mother.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, if she's still alive, she'd be in her 90s now.
Mm-hmm.
But her name was simply Marion Fields, Mary Ann Fields,
Okay.
and she lived in Norwood. And beautiful, beautiful lady. And like I said, she could, she would make things, pot holders, all kind of crazy things that she would make with her hands,
Yeah.
and mainly crocheting and knitting,
Yeah.
you know. And then she was in charge of one of the committees there. She headed up one of the committees, and I'm trying to remember which. I think she was in charge of the. I don't remember what we called it, but basically it dealt with the media.
Okay.
And she would she would tell stories about what the NAPH is, what the name of the organization was, the National Association of the Physically Handicapped,
Ah,
NAPH.
okay. Is that
Okay.
around today?
I think they might still be in some remote place, but
Okay. I've never heard
th-
of them, and
well, that's because they
so
went
that's
by
why.
the acronym. They NAPA,
It, oh, not NAF.
not NAF, but NAP, like National
Ah,
Association.
for physical
Yes,
abilities.
yes.
Okay. I for some reason
And
I heard
actually, for the
NAH.
and the National Association of the Physically Handicapped, which is a word you don't
Math. Yeah.
have anymore. We condemned that word about a dozen years ago or more.
Yeah. The,
I
the,
mean, we got rid of it because it was a word that was simply said that you're not worthy,
mm,
you're not equal
mm,
to, you're not as good as.
mm,
And so we were trying to get rid of all the words that said things like that. Not as good as, you know, and that's why so many of my friends who are blind,
mhm,
they're old enough to remember a term that they did not use when they were young
mm,
themselves.
mhm,
One of them was a ham operator, and his name was he was another Robert,
mhm.
and his wife was she was also a ham operator with him.
R- 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 r-
And
real,
what's a ham operator?
no, wait, real quick. I want to go back to
Yes.
the word handicap, and it's interesting because I have this discussion a lot with people on the podcast.
Okay, it's an old word.
Yeah. So with me, I guess a hot take is I don't necessarily care what you use,
Hmm.
and let me explain because I want you to um give me your perspective on this. Um, if you call me handicapped, disabled, cripple, or whatever, to me they're just words. And one thing that I found with words,
And words can kill.
well,
They
I
can.
I I I I I, I think
The Jews found that out.
so sure, yeah. I
I'm not
think.
joking. I'm just telling you history.
Yeah, so I think with words, if you call me something, I can interpret how I want to
Yes,
take it, right?
yes,
And so I think it's more important with how you respond to the word. And what I mean by that is like if you view the word as the word handicap as you being less than somebody else and they call you handicap and you literally internalize, oh, I think I am less than,
I agree.
that is toxic. That's not good
Yes,
for your mental health,
I
right?
agree with you. Yes.
But one of my thoughts with these ever changing words is those the stereotypes with those words
Huh?
follow the new word,
Okay.
right?
Sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't.
Sometimes
And that's why we still have war.
you're absolutely right.
I
Yeah.
know.
And so
No offense.
one of the things that I try to do on the podcast is kind of almost squash those stereotypes
Yes.
or at least make them more spread out, let's say, because disability, handicap,
I agree with you.
they don't have like a one size fits all meaning. Like
Correct.
I'm differently abled than you are, right? So
Yes.
um anyway, I that's a thought that I've had, and I'm curious what you
Yeah,
think about.
because I love it because see it gets into to all of the things that affect almost everything that we do, especially in America and especially in the Cincinnati area or even in the U.S. Period, and that is that we recognize those things and we're constantly talking about them. That's why the difference is between are you a Republican or a Democrat?
Mhm.
You know, are you, whatever you might call yourself?
Yeah.
You know, did you vote for Nixon?
Yeah.
And do you even remember who Nixon was?
Yeah, no, I did not.
That's right. That's what I said. I mean,
I don't think I was, yeah.
on either one of those.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I knew Nixon.
Yeah.
You know,
So
and on Obama's campaign.
talk to me about what I was saying about how I don't. I don't put a lot of weight into what word you use to describe me.
Okay, I understand it, and because that's what when I grew up, we had the same things.
Mhm.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but
Exactly.
words will never hurt me.
Yeah.
It'll get you killed
Okay.
in some places by some people, but not by me because I'm very nonviolent.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate you not killing me.
I wouldn't kill you. I wouldn't even hurt you. I won't even badmouth you,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
whether in person or when you're not around.
so it's interesting. I think there's I don't know that the words themselves kill. I think it's the concept of how that person views the word in their own head,
Well, yeah, but
right?
that's because we deal with Democrats and Republicans. There are many people that despise the President Trump.
Yeah,
They despise him.
yeah.
Just no doubt about it.
Mhm.
I'm one of those.
Sure.
You know, I respect and I love all people.
Mhm.
I don't. I'm allowed to vote. I'm glad and proud that I live in America. That I
Mhm.
live in a country that it has, you know, that is has a democratic society.
Yeah.
You know, and when I say Democrat, I'm not talking about Republican or Democrat.
Sure. The
I'm
concept of
talking right
democracy.
about the whole concept of democracy,
Mhm.
which again is something that at some point or another, please bring in some people who would talk to you about you know democracy and whatnot. But that's also why we ended up with the Americans with Disabilities Act,
Yeah.
because I worked with several senators. In fact, I worked with Senator Kearney.
Mhm.
I don't know if you know the name Senator Kearney or not.
I do
But
not.
Senator Kearney is a Democrat, and he is now the president of the Black Chamber of Commerce of Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
And he
He is
happens to
Cincy.
be African American or black as well.
Yeah.
And not all black people are African American.
Yeah.
In fact, there are some white people
Yeah.
who are African.
Mhm.
I used to house one friend of mine. His name is Spawny. Not
Mhm.
was, he's still alive. His name is Spawny
Uh-huh.
Ghosh.
Mhm.
And he's a white South African
Hmm. Mhm.
who was born in the UK, who lived, in South Africa, whose father, they speak what they call Dutch.
Mhm.
But
I
Dutch
love
does not,
Dutch.
I was going to say, but Dutch doesn't necessarily mean that you're Danish.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And you see all those complications. And it really gets very, very intricate that we try to, well, what separates us? And the reality is nothing.
So can you take me back to I wanna go back to your community work and all that. So can you just kinda so you found
A lot of
community.
my community work dealt with being born and raised in the United States of America
Yeah.
as a person of African descent,
Yep.
and which skin color wise, I am either dark brown. And about 20 years ago, I met a man from Africa who was almost as dark as the main color of your shirt.
Mm.
He literally was black,
Mhm.
who makes me look light if you compare him to my black watch.
Yeah.
But there
So
are people who are that color. I don't know if you've ever met anyone that color, but
yeah.
I met someone that color.
Yeah.
And you met someone that color. Good.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of people. A lot of people who identify themselves as white has never met a black man.
Mm.
In fact, when I was younger, someone told me, says, "You're the first black man I ever met."
Wow. That's
He'd been living in Cincinnati all of his life, but he had never met my son,
yeah.
who is he and I are about the same color. Well, you met my son, so we're.
Mhm.
But and I don't know if you realize it or not. I think you probably do because you've been around a while, some 40 years.
Yeah.
And so you have met some people who are very, very dark, and
Mm,
you've met some people, of course, who have albinism.
what
Albinism,
albinism? Oh, yeah, yeah.
which some people, which in so many, depending on um, which culture you belong in, some people would say albinos,
Mhm. Yep.
but that just simply means that they have the color.
So,
All the pigmentation is gone.
with your community work,
Yeah.
when you were a kid, what were the first few things that you worked on first?
Some of the first things I worked on first was dealing with the idea of poverty
Mm,
and being able to go to school, even high school. And then that's why I said, talked about earlier, high school, grade school, high school, and then college.
mhm,
There were very few people who, in America, and especially in the Ohio area, that went to college.
mhm,
My older brother was one of the first graduates as an African American or black person, and again, especially male,
mm,
because women didn't go to college.
yeah,
And you talk to your mother, she would. I'm not sure she would. Even your mother would tell you about in the days when women did not go to college.
mhm,
Well, those are some of the first things that I worked on, including women and college.
interesting.
That's how far back I go. I go back to when women did not go to college.
Yeah. How do you even begin to work on that? Like, what would you do to work on it?
Went around with signs, the handmade signs and posters
Oh, wow.
that women had the right to vote.
Oh,
I wasn't around. My mother was around when women got the right to vote. Right to vote,
mhm,
but women with the right to vote in America is not all that old.
right.
That's so. When you ask me that question, you're asking me that question for your mother. You're
Yeah.
asking me to, and the word. I don't think I don't think your mother's African American.
Mm-mm.
I don't know that. I don't because I don't know your mother.
She's not. Yeah.
That's okay. That's all right. I love her.
My mom,
She's a good lady.
yeah.
She took care of you.
My
You
mom
turned out to be a pretty good guy.
yeah, hey, thank you.
I don't hold it against you.
You don't know me all that well yet,
No,
so
but I
careful,
say
careful.
spiritually, you might need some help.
Yeah, yeah, right.
But that's why I'm a pastor
Yeah.
because spiritually, a lot of people,
Yeah, 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 right.
black, white, other colors, need a
Yeah.
lot of help.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so after I guess you go to college
Yes.
yourself, and what was your degree in?
You know, well, but by the time I got around to college, there were no degrees.
Oh, really?
I shouldn't say that. I did not get a degree. There were degrees because my
Okay,
brother got one.
okay,
You know, my brother was a captain in the Air Force during the Vietnam era.
okay, interesting.
He was a weapons controller
Okay.
in the Air Force.
And so your degree though, like what was it? Was it specialized in something or?
I went to a school where I graduated with a certificate in art.
Ah, okay.
And like I said, I went to a school that competed against the University of Cincinnati in
Ah,
a lot of things.
interesting.
I have taught in the University of Cincinnati.
Cool.
And I've taught specialties dealing with disabilities
Yeah.
and architecture
Yeah,
and the
interesting.
Americans with Disabilities Act. And I've lectured at the
Yeah.
university level.
Yeah.
And I've lectured at the non university level. I've lectured in the White House.
Wow. You've been in the inside of the
Then
White House.
I had tea with Barbara Bush,
Yeah.
the wife of one of the former presidents.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's fascinating. I didn't know you had tea
I was
inside
at
the White
the,
House.
yes,
That's
I
cool.
was honored in the White House. That's one of the things that's written on one of part of my resume.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
is that I received, believe it or not, I was on stage at the Kennedy Center
Yeah.
being honored with a group of Ohioans that had helped bring about with the governor of Ohio
Mhm.
some of the accessible apartment buildings and housing that served public housing.
Cool.
I've
Mm,
done all of that.
that's awesome.
I'm 79 years old.
Yeah. So so what kinda change were you hoping to see back then, and how is that
I was hoping
manifested
to see,
today?
and some of I was looking at accessible housing,
Yeah?
and what you've got right here, not even 5 feet away from you, is a restroom
Mhm.
that can be used by a person in a wheelchair
Yep.
that's only what 5 feet away from you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
M
the kind of stuff
maybe
that I
less.
was hoping to see,
Yeah, okay.
and you use it all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
In
Sure
fact, we
do.
have in the studio right here, right
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
in 2026, right now.
It's a touch small, but it does the job for sure.
Yeah, and it's even what's so funny is because I helped to create the agreements that architects use to design even that restroom.
Wow. That's awesome.
I worked with Bill Bogart and some other artists, designers, architects,
Yeah.
and we stopped thinking about, and we don't even think about that designers are artists,
Interesting.
architects of artists,
Mhm.
electricians are artists.
Mm, interesting.
Radio personalities are artists.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess, I guess being a podcaster, there is an
A
art
podcast is
to.
the art. They called it the art of broadcasting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It has a name.
And it's interesting 'cause, you know, how I planned the questions in my episode and, with you and, like, the story arc, if you will, and all that, so, let's
They
go back.
go to school and they teach that at the university level.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And universities are colleges,
Yeah,
are made up of colleges.
yeah.
And colleges are dealing with who? Educators.
Mhm,
And educators, more than likely, they've either gone to college
mhm.
or to something that was not named a college, but is a school of higher learning.
Yep.
All of the artists, which I am, and I've made my living at it,
Mhm.
all artists are trained individuals.
Mm, cool.
And to be a trained individual, you have to be able to be creative.
Mhm.
And as a creative person, you are engaged in a continuing educational process
Yeah, yeah.
that starts from the moment you're able to think,
Mhm,
not necessarily have a degree or even a certificate, but
mhm,
to think.
mhm.
And if you can think, you can dream.
Yeah,
And as you can dream, you envision.
yeah.
As you envision, you automatically have to, not want to, have to. And sometimes you want to, but you have to create.
Mhm.
You absolutely cannot not create.
Mm.
It becomes just like breathing.
I love that.
You inhale, you exhale,
Yeah.
you create.
So you were a leader in the civil rights advocacy space. Did that what cost to that was it for you?
Everything.
Say more.
literally, it cost me my life, and I'm still paying on that life because it cost me every time I inhale and every time I exhale, I'm paying forward.
Yeah.
And it's part of my creative process.
Mm.
That's why I said to you, I don't have any problem with coming into podcasts.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem writing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need help to spell it better.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need it better to understand. I right now have 2 books, not only books, but recordings and things at home that I'm trying to learn. Actually, I'm trying to learn 3 of them. I'm trying to practice my Hebrew.
Okay. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom alaikum.
I don't know what that second word is.
You know, alaikum is the Hebrew for the Arabic word, you know, that deals with peace be unto you. Just to complete the sentence.
Ah, okay.
It's not only peace, but it's peace unto you. And
Mm.
the proper reply to that from anybody who is speaking Arabic is alaikum wa salam,
Okay.
which is an also to unto you. Be peace.
Interesting.
And just like hello, hello, it's the same thing in French, and which, and with French, I don't know, I don't know if Zach has a meaning in French or Spanish, or is it just simply Zach?
Well, Zachary
It's
means
focus from Zach.
God. It means God is promised.
I was going to say that means that you're speaking Hebrew.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't even realize it.
I never thought that yeah.
But God is from Elohim.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can say, yeah, yeah, yeah. See, we're speaking the same language.
Interesting.
It's the way it is everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got French who are speaking Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't realize just how much alike we are.
So,
And that's also why I'm like to be on these kind of podcasts.
yeah.
Because as we get to talking, we begin to realize that we have more in common than we have uncommon.
That's so true.
We're both male.
Mm-hmm. Both
We're not
disabled.
beautiful, but we're not,
Whoa.
we both have a disability.
I'm not beautiful, sir. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I am beautiful. I think you're beautiful too. You're
Yeah.
just
No.
not as beautiful as I am.
I see.
And
What you
see,
did
and then we're dealing with language.
there. Yeah.
Being beautiful is not the same thing as being handsome.
Yeah. That's
Not
true.
the same word.
Yeah.
I'm enough of a linguist that I know that.
So,
I don't know it all.
so you were involved in Model Cities
In the Model
Cities. Can you explain
What Model Cities was all about?
what it is and what your involvement was?
Model Cities was a program that was started under Jack Kennedy.
Okay.
You remember who Jack Kennedy was?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Do you remember who Lyndon Johnson was?
Yeah. LBJ.
Yeah, LBJ. And who was he?
He was the president of the United States.
And before that, what was he?
Oh gosh. You're trying to make me recall history.
Taught some history.
Explain to me where you're going with that.
What was LBJ? Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Yeah.
Who was he the vice president?
Who was his vice president?
Who was the president when he was vice president?
Oh, it was Kennedy, right?
Jack Kennedy.
Kennedy. Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm getting at? But you see how related we become? And that's what. So you're kind of asking me what my history was. It's because, and do you know who one of Jack Kennedy was?
I was asking the Model Cities program.
The Model Cities, right? That's why I took you back to that because the Model Cities program was a program that became the inheritance of Lyndon Johnson, who started up the whole concept of model cities because it was to reduce poverty and racism,
Okay.
especially in the poor And who was one of the top poor people? The Black
Yeah.
and the Hispanic and the Appalachian
Mm.
poor white community.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a program that was started that was calling Model Cities that was going to revitalize the poor community, especially in the Black and poor community. And who
Right.
were some of the poorest white people around? The Appalachians.
Okay.
And Appalachians is the more correct pronunciation of the Appalachian.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the Appalachians are who in America?
They're the I assume people that lived in Appalachia in the mountains.
Okay, in the mountains. And who was also in the mountains?
Tell me.
People who were poor
Oh,
and
yeah.
impoverished,
Okay.
and mountain people and uneducated.
Mm-hmm.
And who are all of those people? And a lot of them were simply poor white people.
Yeah. So with model cities, what sort of work did you do?
Believe it or not, in the model cities, I went around in the community informing people of their civil rights,
Mm.
whether they were Black, white,
Mm-hmm.
Appalachian, or simply female.
Cool. Okay, that's awesome.
And I work with all of those. That's right. And it is awesome
Yeah.
because the voting rights,
Yeah.
Black, white, and females
Mm-hmm.
who are women,
Mm-hmm.
helping everybody to understand that they were equal, that men and women deserved equal pay
Mm-hmm.
for equal work.
Mm-hmm.
And I know your mother would agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that she has all the rights to be anything and everything, that she has both the education,
Mm-hmm.
the knowledge, and the just downright guts and determination to
Mm-hmm.
become,
Yeah.
including one of the most famous women, white, highly educated women
Mm-hmm. Okay.
who bears the name of a system of education which is world renowned,
What's
the
that?
Montessori system.
Oh, I've heard. Yeah. Okay.
Marie Montessori
Oh.
was a white female
Okay.
who was not American,
Yeah.
who was one of the highest education. No, one, he was a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
not only a medical doctor, but a scientist
Mm-hmm.
and an educator.
Mm.
And my son went and was one of the first students in Cincinnati who graduated with a Montessori education,
Cool.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
and he's brilliant. And you met him, and you know he's a nice human being, because one of the things the educational system, Montessori educational system, stresses that you have to be a good citizen.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be morally competent.
Yeah.
That's all part of being an Montessori.
Interesting. Let's get in. Well,
I'm listening.
so let's get into a little bit more details about your art. So,
Yes.
you were the Arts Consortium founder.
I was one of their founders, yes.
Can you
Friend of mine, Robert O'Neill.
can you tell us what that is and why you founded it? Maybe.
Well, the Arts Consortium was one that, again, another guy that was African American
Mm-hmm.
and had a disability.
Mm-hmm.
He and I formed the Arts Consortium.
Cool. Okay.
You know,
What is it for
The
those who
arts,
don't know?
a consortium. Look up that word.
Okay.
A consortium is simply a collection
Okay.
or a group of or an educating body of in the arts.
Okay.
And it's a consortium of writers,
Mhm.
so written skills,
Mhm.
educators, artists of all types, both musicians
Mhm.
and visual artists, which includes drawing, which includes photography,
Yeah.
you know, which includes all of those things that go along with that,
Mhm.
including dance, you know, any of the arts,
Yeah.
which deals with writing, drawing, acting, any of the arts.
Mhm.
And it's a consortium, which is a group of.
Sure.
And that's what the Arts Consortium was all about. And it was in the West End, which again meant that it was for people who were denied access to the traditional system,
Ah.
which was through the universities.
Yeah.
And at one time, and still even to some degree there is today, if you were black or if you were female
Mhm.
or if you were anything other than United States, quote unquote, American, and or possibly European,
Mhm.
which means that you're all of Europe,
Mhm.
or and even just unfortunately in recent, probably, well, a little before your lifetime, but because their history goes back, they count their history longer than we count ours. Over 5,000 years ago,
Mhm.
the Asian community, China, Japan, they not only had the arts, but they were champions in the arts.
Mm. Has anybody told you you have an infectious laugh?
Yes. But I love to laugh.
Yeah, yeah, it's great.
I can't
Makes me
stop from
smile every
laughing.
time I hear you laugh. People say I have an infectious laugh as well, so
I mean, I just love life.
yeah.
That infectious laughter comes from enjoying life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But you see, I'm not ashamed as a man to cry,
Yeah.
but I don't mind crying.
Oh, okay. So tell me, I brought this up a couple times on the podcast, but talk to me about what your views are on stoicism are.
Stoicism, I love stoicism
Yeah. A lot of people I think maybe
because
confuse.
I didn't study it in a lot, but I studied it because one of my favorite history characters was Hannibal.
Okay. You said Hannibal?
Hannibal,
Like Hannibal Lecter?
no, like older than Hannibal Lecter,
Okay.
much, much older.
I don't
I'm
think I
talking
know
about
who this is.
Hannibal the Conqueror
Oh, okay.
that fought off Rome.
Okay. Interesting. I don't think I'm such a horrible history buff, so
Read, go to the library and pick up a book on the historical character
Hannibal.
Hannibal.
Okay. I'm
And
curious if
you will.
people watching
There
knows
are
who
many people.
Hannibal is.
I am
Let
absolutely
me
sure that some people out there. In fact, I don't know if you have people call in or write you or
no.
email you.
Let us know in the comments.
Please, because I know you know of Hannibal, and I'm not talking about Hannibal Lecter. I'm not talking about the crazy killer. I'm talking about the incredible soldier that was born in Carthage.
Okay, and what did he do?
He fought off Rome.
Ah, okay.
He was the one that we talk about who brought the elephants.
Okay.
You've heard that little story
I've heard about
about the
elephants being in
elephants,
war. Yeah.
and his some of his soldiers that Hannibal used were archers,
Mm,
and his archers came. They were black Africans.
Mm.
And Hannibal is known because you were asking me before about being a Stoic.
Mhm.
He practiced Stoicism.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
that whole concept was that I am indeed subject to both good, the bad, and the ugly,
mm,
but I will not be ruled or persuaded by either.
yeah.
And so it doesn't matter whether I'm suffering pain or suffering joy.
Mm.
I'm a stoic.
I love that definition of stoicism. When you mentioned crying, I think a lot of people misconstrue what stoicism
That's
is.
right. It
Like
has nothing to do with
yeah, like
crying.
they'll often say like you're not supposed to cry. That's the stoic way to go. And yeah, yeah, it's interesting. Okay. Um,
But that is, I mean, if you look it up, you'll learn being a stoic is great.
yeah,
And it's not being feminine or masculine.
yeah,
Being a stoic is that you won't let any of those things persuade you from
yeah,
being who you are.
yeah. I
You're
love that.
stoic.
I love that.
And that's why some of them, I can't remember the correct names of them, but there were some very famous Stoics that came out of Rome, and I can't remember their names.
Mm,
But one of the things, one of them, I can't remember, but one of the things that he did was that he was fighting one of the enemies, and to get this group of warriors to surrender, he went before their king
mm-hmm,
or one of their rulers,
mm-hmm.
and he stuck his hand in the fire.
Oh.
You've heard the story, I know, or
Mhm,
more than likely. And he held it there until it burned his flesh
mhm.
to the point where his hand was destroyed and he could use his hand no longer.
Yeah, interesting.
And he proved to them, he said, I am a soldier
Yeah.
and I command men.
Mhm.
Who do you
Right,
that can stand and do this?
right.
And I've got a whole group of thousands.
So, to be clear, you're saying in order to be stoic, you have to stick your hand in a no, I'm
No.
kidding, I'm kidding.
That's a stoicism.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go back,
I love that example. That's a great example of what stoicism is. Yeah.
and I got that from my older brother, who was a graduate
Mhm.
of Walnut Hills High
Mm,
School,
mm.
who
Um,
went on to become
let's go back to
base commander.
art. So,
Yes,
you have a particular style of art. Can you talk
I
about that?
love I love pen and ink, brush and ink in particular, and
Okay.
I love line drawing.
Okay.
And in fact, when I was in the 3 year school that I graduated from, and I graduated high in my little group. It was not a big school. It only had maybe 100, 200 people in it. So it makes it a relatively small school. But I became an art director for Time Warner Cable in
Uh,
the early days.
cool.
And so I helped to create and host. I created the set designs and the advertising work because my work was I was a commercial artist,
Mhm.
and a commercial artist simply meant that as opposed to being a creative free artist that was that's around, you know, I made money off of my work.
Mhm.
I also, of course, every commercial artist is also a designer.
Mhm.
Every designer is a thinker.
Yeah.
Every thinker is a creator,
Mhm.
and that's how it just goes on and on and on and on. And you see how I kind of tie it all together.
Mhm.
And guess what?
What?
It never ends.
Yeah.
you are stuck. You
Until
are trapped
until you're dead.
till you're dead. And maybe beyond, because I haven't died yet.
Yeah.
And I haven't talked to anybody who has died except those who wrote messages down.
Yeah.
And we know some of them because they are in history.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yep.
know Alexander the Great, or we know of him. We
Yeah.
don't know him personally
Yeah.
because we were dead long before
Yeah.
Alexander the Great even lived.
So I heard you are a graphic designer with the Army Corps of Engineers.
Yes, I used to work for the Army Corps of Engineers here in Cincinnati.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
And what did they do?
Yeah.
Well, I was in their art department.
Yeah.
So I designed their brochures that helped other people be recruiters into the Army Corps of Engineers.
Okay.
I helped to design some of the little things and draw little things that advertised the Army Corps of Engineers. I worked at the federal building in Cincinnati,
Mm-hmm.
at the big federal building downtown in Cincinnati.
Cool.
I worked for a guy whose name was Jim
You've been in Cincinnati all your life,
all
right?
my life.
Have you ever lived anywhere else for a little bit?
No, I visited other places,
Yeah.
but I never lived in places.
Okay.
Like I said, I spent weeks and months, in the UK.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I spent, a little bit of time in Canada. I mean, not much time, but Canada's a beautiful place.
Yeah. So you were getting into your art style, right?
Yes, my art style was patterned after the old masters, Rembrandt,
Mm-hmm.
the newer kind of old masters, Picasso,
Okay.
Toulouse-Lautrec, one of my favorite artists. And one of the things that I admired about Toulouse-Lautrec, he was also a disabled artist.
Oh.
Toulouse-Lautrec was a person who was of short stature.
Mm-hmm.
He was under 5 feet tall.
Mm.
And he was injured. He fell off a horse, and he also had some other disabilities as well, but he fell off the horse. And he was a man who was a fantastic artist that there's hardly anyone who's ever studied art that doesn't know the name Toulouse-Lautrec.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore there's probably not an artist that doesn't know the name of Rembrandt.
Mm. I've heard of Rembrandt.
Yes, you've
But
heard of Rembrandt.
not Toulouse.
But you haven't heard of Toulouse-Lautrec?
Mm-mm.
Look him up.
Okay.
You will find that he was a man that was a fantastic artist.
Okay.
You can look him in at the library. You can Google him on your phone.
Yeah. I'll do that after.
Yeah,
the
no, I'm
podcast. I
right
don't
now.
want
I'm
to
just saying,
distract us. Yeah.
I'm just saying, just do him. You will discover he was a fantastic artist.
Yeah.
He was French.
So you got your inspiration from all these artists, and
Yes.
now you do a lot of like line type art.
I do line drawing. So Toulouse-Lautrec was a fantastic line artist.
Yeah.
So was Rembrandt.
Mm-hmm.
His work can be seen any museum in the world.
Mm-hmm. And so
Any museum.
your art, it sounds like a
sure.
lot of the art that you did was in the commercial space, but I did see a lot of your
that's
personal
because
art.
every commercial artist has to first learn from the old masters,
Yeah.
who were all commercial artists in their day.
Yeah.
Because every artist that existed past a certain amount of time, in fact, every artist, including all the way in the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
when you read from Genesis to Revelations, I'm talking about in the old, Bible,
Mm-hmm. Old Testament.
Old Testament. You will discover by reading the Old Testament, and I know you're too young to have done it, but have you ever read the entire Bible?
I probably I've never read it like
But you've heard of it, of
from
course.
beginning to end, but I've read most of it, I would say.
Well, I've read it all.
Yeah.
I've read it it's all been in English. I've read a little bit. I've got what they call the Hebrew Bible,
Mm-hmm.
which uses the name of Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
And you've heard of Yahweh.
Yep.
You've heard of that name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, And you might remember it or don't remember, but you know that Yahweh comes from the Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what it means?
God.
Okay. And what does God mean?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I know the concept of God, but I guess
Okay, you have a concept of God. What is
a
your
higher
concept of God?
a higher power who
Okay. And however many higher powers are there?
well, I mean, my parents were higher powers, I suppose, because they had control of me,
Okay.
right? Like, depending on how you look at higher power. But
and-
as far as higher
when,
power
when
goes,
it comes to it literally means mighty one.
yeah. Ah,
Mighty one.
that's interesting. I didn't know that.
That's what the Hebrew word means. It means mighty one.
Ah, cool.
And that's why even in the King James Bible,
Yeah.
you know, say, who is your mighty one?
Yeah.
Or who is your God?
Yeah.
And there are many gods.
So I want to real quick. I want to go back
Yes,
to
go ahead.
art.
Well, see, art and God to me works together.
Sure,
In
sure.
fact, I got criticized when I was in art school and when I was in the University of Cincinnati because I also went to DAT.
Yeah.
You know, you familiar with DAT?
Yeah, that's the after school program, is that?
Well, no, they are. That's a university program.
Oh.
That's where almost all of in this Cincinnati, Hamilton County,
What's it stand for?
that stands for it's DAP,
Yeah.
and
It's an
it
acronym,
stands for no
right?
design, planning, and architecture.
Ah, okay, cool.
That's that.
Alright.
And I did go to that.
Okay,
I went to that in many years later.
cool.
You know, but
Yeah.
so I've had both the college education, you know, and the artistic education and the design education. And my dad, he graduated from the art academy,
Yeah.
which means that he had his, he had basically, he didn't have his PhD, but he had his life experience in that. But he had what would be equivalent
Mhm.
to um, um, your what's um, your degree, your not your before your
Bach bachelor's?
bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
It would be his bachelor's degree.
Okay.
But when you see his work,
And so you've had you basically have art in your blood
I
because
have
your
art in my
dad
blood. Yes.
because your dad and are
I've got
you
the DNA. I've got the genes of an artist.
yeah, yeah, yeah. My grandma was an artist, so,
Mhm.
but you were also
So you got the genes of an artist.
well, yeah, I don't know, I suppose talking is more of my art
Yeah, but it's still
than
an art
on
form.
paper,
But
but
for the talkers,
yeah,
talkers are art.
yeah.
You've
Um,
got the art of broadcasting.
so you were speaking of your art, you were featured at Art Beyond Boundaries,
Yes.
okay, and,
I sold things art beyond boundaries. I have worked there now.
okay. You work there now?
No. I used to be on their board of directors.
Ah,
I helped to
okay.
create it.
Cool. Okay. Alright.
40 years ago.
Okay. Alright.
Your age.
Wow, that's awesome. How many things have you founded?
I've helped to found quite a few. I don't
Have you
remember.
lost count?
I've never kept count.
Cool.
All I know is that the energy has always been within me. I
Mhm.
cannot remember a time when either my dad or my mother was not creating and doing something.
Wow.
I have always been raised to get up off of my do nothing bucket,
Yeah,
and I have never abandoned that.
yeah.
And
That's
that's the way I've raised my
awesome.
son, and that's the way you know I worked with and mentor your friend and about I don't know 10 or 20 other people, including my granddaughter.
Yeah. Hey, can I ask a random question? I just put these together. You're disabled and can't walk, and you have a quote that says, "Get up off your do nothing bucket and make some things happen."
You don't have to walk in order to make anything happen.
Right. That's
You don't have to walk in order to make things happen.
that's so true, but it's almost a little it
Because
seems like the kind of humor that I would
we
use.
always associate being able to walk as being able to do.
Right. So did you plan it that way or
It just happened that way because
okay.
I don't know any other way.
Okay,
You
interesting.
know,
Because there is
you don't have to be able to walk in order to have sex,
yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's
and
right.
you don't have to be able to walk in order to have sex and make a baby.
That's so true.
And
I guess
you don't have to be able to walk.
it's similar. I think the humor for me that I just connected is it's kind of similar to my shirt of like I can't stand wheelchair jokes. You know, it's like
Uh-huh.
I wasn't sure.
And you play off of that and you play with it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you can play off of get up
Yeah.
off your do nothing butt. So-
Yeah, I told you, one of my closest friends, and I never finished this story.
oh yeah,
He told me one day before he died. He said he was talking to some folks some friends of his, who didn't have any physical disabilities, and he could drive. In fact, he used to drive me up to not only the King Island, but up to see the art shows and whatnot. But he said he was telling some folks. He said, "My friend Robert Harris, he cannot walk,
yeah,
but he sure can run.
yeah.
Can't walk,
That's funny.
he can run." But he used to say that to me all the time. And I told him, "He can't walk, but he can run."
Yeah,
And I use it, and I even said it in terms of my religious and spiritual upbringing.
that's
That
hysterical.
I can't, say I've been running for Jesus a long time,
Yeah,
and I ain't got tired yet.
yeah.
That's an old gospel song.
Ah,
They've been
interesting.
running for Jesus a long, long time. I ain't got tired yet. It was called Call and Response. What they do is a lot in the black community and a lot in the Appalachian white community,
Yeah.
as well as our Appalachian black people.
Can you one thing I like to ask
Yes.
people around this time, can you guess how long we've been going for without looking at the time?
No.
Take a
But
guess.
imagine,
What's it feel?
I would imagine close to an hour.
We have been going for 2 hours.
What?
Yeah.
I'm just having a conversation.
I know,
And that's what I
know.
told you. I'm a conversationalist. I don't have any problem with holding a conversation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can hold a conversation for days. I once got paid for giving a talk about artists with disabilities and about black artists and about European artists, about artists with disabilities of any race and color.
Yeah.
And I was paid $400.
Yeah.
So you owe me money.
Ah. Oh, no. Podcast is going out of business,
You owe
guys.
me money, yeah. Charge your thing.
Okay, so it's time for wheelie bad jokes.
Yes.
How it works is I'm going to tell you a bad joke.
Okay.
I want you to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
I just injured myself measuring radio frequencies. It still hurts. Because hertz radio
Right.
frequencies.
Right.
Yeah.
So many hertz. How many hertz?
Yeah.
That's why you get into the Broadway podcast or broadcasting system.
Yeah. So I love
WLW and all of those. Jim Scott. Do you remember the name Jim Scott?
No, not at all. I love.
He died just a few years ago of was it the Lou Gehrig's disease?
Oh no.
Yeah, he was a broadcaster.
So I love a good dad joke.
Okay.
It looks like to me you didn't find that one very funny, and this is not my joke, so you won't hurt my feelings. So what would you rate it?
What, the one you just told? Oh, probably is about a 5.
Yeah. It's about mid-level. I agree with that.
Yeah.
If you have a joke that you wanna share, you're welcome to share it. If not, we can keep going.
I was trying to think because the guy told me one just not too long ago, and I can't remember it.
It's alright.
It's okay.
We can move on.
Move on, but as I come along with some others, because the next time I come back, I'll make sure that because I see him almost every week,
Mhm.
and he is with the Nation of Islam,
Okay.
and he always has a joke for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so he'll give me one probably this week. I'll see him usually on Fridays, which would have been yesterday, and I just buy some food off of him from time to time because he
Yeah.
works with the Nation of Islam and they sell food.
Yeah, tell me
See, bean
about
pies, which is a great, interesting pie, off of a bean.
okay. Tell me about I wanna move on to chess. I wanna move on to chess. So tell me about chess. You did chess
Chess
in
is the game of life.
yeah, okay.
And the reason call it the game of life, because you play chess on a board
Yeah.
the pieces can come in any colors and any design, some of them, but the real simple standard pieces
Yeah.
have a king and a queen,
Mhm.
and they have pawns. And they
Mhm.
have all kind of little characters in between their pawns, bishops, and whatnot. But your question was, what about chess?
I mean, just to tell me about
Chess is
chess.
the game. That's why I call it the Chamber of Life, and
Mhm.
you play it with two two sides. Just eight pawns.
Well, so I think I wanna know
Yes,
somebody can look up those rules if they want to. I wanna know, like, you refer to it as the game of life, and I know you've done work in, like, the juvenile system with chess and all that, so
I have worked with those young people who are under 21
mhm.
who have been incarcerated for crimes,
Yeah,
and the crimes can be serious or misdemeanor.
right.
I have taught chess to people who have just done shoplifting,
Oh,
misdemeanor. I have done, I've taught chess to people, young people, both boys and girls, who have committed murder
whoa.
at the juvenile detention center.
Okay.
That's where they're incarcerated.
Yeah.
I've taught them, I still have, and I'm so happy about it. I have some people who are now in their early to mid 20s
Mhm.
whom I have taught for over the past, one way or another, for over the past 10, 15 years.
That's awesome. So why the juvenile system and why chess in the juvenile system?
Because chess teaches you
Life.
how life,
Yeah.
and it teaches you how to win,
Mhm.
and it teaches you how to lose.
Yeah.
And that's why it teaches you the game of life,
Yeah.
because life is about winning and losing
Yeah.
and learning how to do it over again if you screw up.
Yeah.
And it teaches you how to take it with grace and understanding if you become a chess champion.
So
I'm not a chess
true.
champion, but I've been paid money to teach other people how to
Yeah.
learn the game of chess.
Yeah. That's so true. I like it. Do you have any I guess in the juvenile system you said that there are people that you coached that murdered someone.
Yes.
Any crazy stories that come to mind and
None
when
that I can
you're
tell.
okay.
I just know a few people that they confessed to me
Ah.
that they had been in jail for killing older people,
Oh.
and not a lot of people, but
Mhm.
one is more than enough. One life is more than enough for
Yeah.
them to understand, and I have helped them through not only through chess, but chess also leads you into spiritual life,
Mm.
and it leads you into the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
And by doing that and learning that, you can help other people avoid the pain that they have caused other
Mm-hmm.
people. And that in and of itself means that through my teaching of chess and through my interacting with people who have committed murder
Mm-hmm.
and who have ruined other people's lives by simply stealing out of their store,
Mm-hmm.
shoplifting,
Mm-hmm.
powerful people and people who were just mom and pop stores,
Mm-hmm.
how to repent, whatever that means to them personally.
Mm-hmm.
To some of them, it means a great deal. I've never had anybody become a minister yet,
Mm-hmm.
but I work with a church organization who I've read some books on people who robbed and killed and who used to be with the mafia
Wow.
who turned their lives to Christ
Mm-hmm.
and who are now pastoring in other parts of the country and in other parts of the world,
Mm-hmm.
who've been back to primitive countries as well as to modern day countries,
Mm-hmm.
as well as to the United States, you know, and what's been in the news all the time, and was just in the news today about people in the UK as well as in America who, uh, what was well, not the prime minister, but one of the, the, not the king or the queen, but one of the heirs
Mm.
that was now just on the news this morning,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that he's, you know, the parliament is probably going to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hey,
that's about the highest court you can get in the UK.
so I want to. We've got about 15 minutes left before.
You're going to end. I understand. Okay.
But my I want to get into and by the way, we definitely need to have a part two because we've hardly scratched the surface. I feel like with you, but um, I want to get into mentorship and
Yes.
so Edwin obviously looks up to you deeply, and it sounds like there's a lot of other people who do too. Why do you think young men gravitate towards you?
Well, and I say, and I'm blessed that I've got young women. Like I said, my goddaughter
Mm-hmm.
just turned 50,
Yeah.
and she was unfortunately raised with people and by people who were Iron Horsemen. I don't know if you ever heard anything about the Iron Horsemen or not.
Nope.
Motorcycle gang
Ah, okay.
in America,
Okay.
in the United States of America.
Interesting.
And they raped, burned, and pillaged.
Oh. So I think going back to the mentorship, what men or women, maybe I misspoke when I just said men, but men or women, why do you think they gravitate towards you for mentorship?
Because I care about them.
Yeah.
And I see them, whether they are labeled, quote, mentally retarded,
Mm,
slow learner,
mm,
or whatever the negative connotation is about whatever it is they had that bothers them. My goddaughter was rated and considered in her early years from the time she was born was
mhm.
considered irritably mentally retarded.
Oh,
She had an IQ of 70.
wow.
Now, by the grace of God, and a lot of other people, folks who are religious and non religious, several of nuns and practitioners in the Catholic Church as well as in the Protestant Church and atheists, worked with her diligently until she literally, we got her through not only GED, but with a full degree from high school.
Mhm.
and she graduated from college,
Mm.
and she went on to work a little while with um, one of the institutes, um, Mount St. Joe's.
Mhm.
So she done good, in other words. And she
Yeah.
still has a physical disability that limits her from being able to walk because she's only 4'11" and she weighs 400 pounds. So she uses the motorized wheelchair and she walks a little bit with a scooter. But she's done good, and I'm very, very proud of her
Okay.
because I'm worked with her. She's now writing a book,
Okay, cool.
and I've connected her with the public library downtown, and they have services at the public library in Hamilton County that will help you to write your own book.
Mhm.
And my son goes all the time to the Maker Service, which I don't know if you've heard of the Maker Center
Nope.
at the main library downtown
Mm-mm.
and all around there for Hamilton County that you can print a
Mhm.
book. They have machinery at the library whereby you can publish your own book. I mean, they've got a small printing press, electronic printing press, and all of that stuff.
That's super cool. Let's go back to mentorship.
Yes.
What do you think people today, so like one of the things I like talking about on my podcast is purpose, and I think a lot of people today lack purpose. What do you
I can
think's
believe it.
what do you think's missing there? If
Just
you
an
put your
understanding that they are more than what they think they are right
Mhm.
now. I mean, right now, all of your listeners are more than what they think they are.
Mhm.
You know, and my whole message is simply you are what you dream you can be.
Mhm.
You're not dead yet. If you're dead, I can't speak to it because I don't know what that is.
You're not dead
I'm
yet.
not dead
Wait,
yet. But
uh,
you can be out there to your listeners. Don't let anybody put you down. Don't let anybody say that you can't do or you're not capable and that you're undeserving.
how do you think one finds purpose?
You just keep living.
Keep rolling forward?
You keep moving forward.
Yeah.
You get off of your do nothing bucket
Yeah.
and make some things happen,
I like it.
whatever it is.
I like
Get off your do nothing bucket.
action, action,
Action,
action.
action, action.
Yeah.
That's life.
Yeah.
Action in life. You find a baby that doesn't move or cry, and you can only find them at a cemetery.
Yeah.
Because even if they're in the craziest nursing home that exists, the worst nursing home that exists,
Mhm.
that means they're alive.
Mhm.
Because guess what? A nursing home won't keep you if you're dead.
Mhm. Yeah.
You might not get be buried, you might be cremated, or you might just be simply be like in some really old, not old countries, but ancient countries,
Mhm.
and what we would think of as not civilized,
Mhm.
where they just lay you out in the woods and let the wild animals eat you.
Mhm.
But
S
you're
so
still alive.
so I wanted to ask you like a disability nuance question.
Yes.
Um, do you let me hold on. I'm gonna pick from my list
Okay.
of different questions. Um,
And I can answer it with the sentence that I just gave you a zillion times.
well, yeah, yeah. Where do you think, um, from a from a disability perspective, let's say,
Mhm.
um, since you were a kid, where do you think what work still needs done from a disability standpoint, let's say?
From the disability standpoint, it's
Yeah.
real simple for me
Mhm.
that you, as a living being, have a right to exist,
Yeah.
and that you have value.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Mm.
And that is my job as a human being
Mm-hmm.
who has succeeded to some degree to continue my work
Mm-hmm.
in making it possible for you, to whatever state you're in, whatever language you speak, whatever language you are, what other gender you are, including non-gendered person. And I know a few. I've got a few friends of mine who are.
Mm. What
That you're a human being, and
so
that you deserve life.
what's next on your to-do list on your getting up off your do nothing bucket and making some things
To
happen
get off
bucket?
my do nothing bucket, one of the first things that I have wanting to do is simply to just keep on doing podcasts like this,
Oh,
to
okay.
keep on working with my son so that he can realize that all that he has dreamt and that he is still dreaming and envisioning, because he's not done yet.
Mm-hmm.
He's only 43,
Mm-hmm.
soon to be 44,
Yep.
September the 17th
Mm.
of this 2026.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully he will either live long enough or he will live well enough
Mm-hmm.
to have to leave a legacy.
Mm.
And that's what I also want for you
Yeah.
and all of your listeners,
Yeah.
you know,
Leave a legacy. I like
leave a
it.
legacy. That's it.
What do you want your legacy to be?
Just what it is now,
Yeah.
that I'm alive and doing fine,
You're not
and
dead yet?
I'm not dead yet. And that after I leave, I will have left a legacy
Yeah.
that will help other people. Because one of the things that I am so happy and blessed to say, and that my son always criticizes me for saying it, but he loves me like a crazy person and takes care of me even now in my old crippled up age,
Yeah.
you know, is that we just learn to appreciate and love life and pass it on.
Yeah. Well, Robert, we are nearing the end. Again, I feel like we barely scratched the surface on everything. But is there anything that you're like, oh man, like I really want to get into this before we go?
I just want to leave them with one little message,
Okay.
that whatever you have done in your life, if it's wrong, you can be forgiven for it.
Mm,
If it was good, you will be rewarded for it.
mm.
Just remember that whatever you do, get up off of your do nothing bucket and make things happen.
I love it. Yes. Yeah, it's so cool to hear, like, because Edwin's talking about it, and it's so cool to hear that, like, directly from your mouth and in person, all that. So what's one thing you hope guests get out of this episode of us talking together?
That you've enjoyed the podcast,
Yeah,
and that you'll keep listening, and that who knows, you might even start your own.
we certainly laughed a little bit, and your life's journey has been, again, I feel like we hardly scratched the surface, but
Because I'm not dead yet.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Where can people follow you or see your art?
The Art Beyond Boundaries Gallery, which is on Main Street, and you can look them up. They're on the internet.
Okay,
You know, it's just called Art Beyond Boundaries.
okay.
Yeah.
What about? Do you have like social medias or anything like that where people can find you?
Well, I've done that. You can call City Hall and ask for Steve Sobel,
Okay,
and he can tell you what I have done, some of the things that I have done. You can even look me up. I'm on the internet.
okay.
You know,
Yeah, you are.
so I'm not hiding
Mm.
because I'm not dead yet, and you
I
can find me, and you can find me because I'll give you my number.
I
You
will
call me.
link. I will link several of the news articles that Edwin had sent me regarding you. I will link to the change agent video that he did on you and Rob Jones. I'll link all that in the bottom so that you guys can see more about Robert Harris's work. So um, I just want to say thank you for coming on. I really appreciate
My
you
pleasure.
taking the time and not charging me like you did those other guys.
Well, blaming it, strangely enough, I didn't charge them either. They said they were going to do me. You know, they were going to take care of me with an honorarium.
Oh, okay.
And so when they gave me a check that was written out from their art on, organization
Mm-hmm.
for $400, I went, hallelujah, thank you.
Yeah,
I can buy some more
yeah,
art.
yeah, yeah.
And so yeah, that's it. So you've done it all. So you just
Yeah.
keep on doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for coming on. I hope somebody gets some value out of listening to you today, and maybe does actually get up off their do nothing bucket and makes some things happen. So
I'm sure they will.
yeah,
And thank you because you've done
yeah, yeah.
it.
It was so awesome talking to you, and I appreciate your wisdom and your stories and all that. Before we go, anything else that you wanna shout out or talk about?
Just thank you and keep on keeping on.
All
That's another
right.
old saying. That's an old country saying.
Yeah.
You
Keep
know,
on keeping on.
keep
Yeah.
on keeping
Who
on.
sings that? Do you know? You don't know who sings it?
No, I can't.
Oh,
You start looking up your old,
yeah.
because there might have been even the old blues song or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
Because I know Louis Armstrong used to say it.
Yeah.
You know, so the late Louis Armstrong said, it's got to be old and it's got to be good
Yeah.
because Louis Armstrong's name will live in American history, especially forever.
Mhm.
In the jazz world, forever.
Mhm.
Satchmo.
Yeah. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us today on the Rolling Forward podcast. If you like what you heard, leave a comment to tell us something you liked or
Or didn't like.
what's that?
Or didn't like.
Or didn't like. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you disagree with either one of us or
Because I'm still learning.
just didn't like what something we said, yeah, I'd love that feedback as well. Yeah, that's such a good call. But yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe. It would mean the world to me. I'm working on getting my subscribers up as fast as possible. And if you liked it, please leave a give me a follow. So also just want to revisit my shirt. It says I can't stand, hold on, let me pull it up. It says I can't stand wheelchair jokes. This is a Zach original. You can get this at rollingforward.printful.me. And if you've got a story worth sharing, I'm always looking for my next guest, and you could be my next guest. Until next time, keep rolling forward. Thanks, everyone.